Illinois hockey is back on the ice and playing their best. We take a look back at just how well their January went.
We also take a look at the NIU Huskies, who come into town for a weekend clash.
New jerseys and players hitting the ice with the community. All that and more tonight on PowerPlay.
Good evening and welcome to PowerPlay. I'm Maisie Garrett, and joining me tonight are both the voices of Illinois hockey, Andrew Berkey and Peter Hansen. Puck drop is coming up soon, but first, let's take a look at how the Illini have been playing during our time away.
The Illini are as hot as they have been all season, to the point where they haven't lost yet in 2025. After sweeping Roosevelt 2 weeks ago, where they put 9 goals in the back of the net in just 2 games, the boys continued their hot streak when they welcomed in the Iowa State Cyclones.
Game 1 was a close one that went down to the wire. But thanks to David Roz's 2-goal outing, the Illini were able to squeak by 4-3. But the next night was when the fireworks came out. 19 combined penalties between the two teams. That included an Illinois coach getting a 10-minute unsportsmanlike penalty.
But guess what? Roz continued his tear and scored 2 more goals on the way to the 4-1 Illinois win.
So it sounds like Roz has really been the driving force of this Illini offense in 2025 so far.
He had a great weekend, but the Illini are playing offense by committee. I mean, you take a look at Alexander Medvedev. He's got 25 points on the season. Most of those are assists.
And I think another thing to point out is Greg Eddingen's back. He was injured earlier in the season, comes back. He's got a ton of assists. It's 5. John McLaughlin stepped up. He had a hat trick 2 weeks ago. David Roz is scoring goals. And, of course, Anthony Verassi, who is as consistent as always, is back in. He's playing really well. That's why this offense is driving so well.
And with the 4-0 start, let's take a look at where the Illini stand in the MCH standings.
They are getting hot at the right time, moving up to 4th in the standings and winning 7 of their last 10.
And you also see the NIU Huskies falling into the 8th spot, who we're going to preview a little bit later in the show.
Minot State's up there in first place. You're not going to be able to catch them. And, of course, Illinois hasn't played as many games as the rest of the MCH, but 4th is a great place to be, especially when the postseason's coming up.
Well, and when I take a look at these standings, I see Minot State, University of Mary, University of Jamestown. The 3 best teams Illinois has already played, and you know the old adage is iron sharpens iron. We'll see if it's the case the rest of the season.
And you're right. Once they get the Ironmans out of the way, they can play the rest of the schedule. They have Illinois State coming to town soon. It's going to be tough to beat their foe, who they struggled with at times in the past. You get past them, you're going to be slotted for some postseason play.
Don't go anywhere. We'll take a look at the jerseys the Illini will be wearing for a good cause and key players to keep an eye on this weekend after the break. Let's take a look at the NIU Huskies, who are coming into town, and they've been kind of on the struggle bus.
Yeah, they've lost 7 of their last 10. That being said, the first time these two teams met, they beat Illinois twice. Once 2-1 in overtime, another one 1-0 thanks to George Smith's goal. I think it's going to be really tough. They just played Iowa State, and they struggled against them. Illinois just beat Iowa State. So take that with whatever grain of salt you want to. But they have some really good goal scorers. Peter, you were talking about them earlier.
Yeah, well, we talk about the leading point scorers for Illinois, Medvedev with 25, Mitchell with 26. The leading point scorers for NIU have 35 points and 33. That's George Smith and Robbie Zimmerman, respectively. I expect a kind of high-octane, scrappy in-state battle this weekend. I'm excited to call it.
Yeah, and their goalie, Matthew Jurgens, has 950 saves on the year. He's only 8-10 overall. He's allowing a little over 4 goals a game. He's kind of fitting into that starting role, though. He had a rough weekend last weekend. It's going to be a get-right series for the Huskies this week.
Yeah, you mentioned that 4.5 goals allowed per game. That's something the Illini should really try and capitalize on. We've talked about it time and time again. We'll talk about it more later. But they certainly have a chance to ride the hot hand, David Ross.
You're right. With all the offense that's taking place right now, this is your time to extend your lead in this series and also extend your lead in the standings. They're in 4th.
And after taking a look at the Huskies, who do you guys think we should keep an eye out on the Illini for tonight? Peter, let's start with you.
Well, I kind of spoiled it a little bit. I said David Ross just a tad too early, but we've talked about it throughout the broadcast. He scored 4 goals in one weekend, but he's got those intangibles as well. He chases after loose pucks. He stands up for his guys. A scrappy freshman. I'm excited. I think he'll have a great weekend. I think the Illini are going to need to follow the razor's blade.
All right, David Ross seems to be the talk of the town here, but Andrew, who's somebody else that we should keep an eye out for?
Well, I kind of spoiled my pick earlier as well. I'm going with Greg Eddingen. He's back from injury. He's playing really well, passing the puck. He's the point guard of this offense. When he wasn't in, the power play looked a little disjointed. They had a lot of penalties last game. They're going to have to clean it up. But if they're going to be back in the power play, they need him. He's passing the puck amazing. He's going to be the guy to watch as well with David Ross.
And the Illini will be repping some new jerseys tonight. Andrew, could you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, the Illini will be donning different threads for tonight's game. The jerseys support autism spectrum disorder and will be auctioned throughout the end of the game, with the auction closing at 10 p.m. tonight. All the profits will go to a local charity.
The Illinois hockey team cares about more than just hockey, and we saw that in action 2 weeks ago. After Illinois beat Roosevelt 2-1, they opened up the rink to the community for a skate with the team, giving young fans an opportunity to talk hockey and grab photos with their favorite players.
And it's too bad we weren't there because that looks like so much fun. They're always really nice to us when we have to talk to them. It was great to see them get out with the young fans.
Yeah, and they've been doing so much for charity for the community throughout the season. We've seen a couple different jerseys. I'm excited to see the ones we got tonight. On PowerPlay, we follow Illinois' finest as they push their limits, face fierce competition, and chase glory on the ice.
For all the stories on the ice and off, and from the first drop of the puck
to the final buzzer,
this is more than a game. This is Illinois hockey, presented by UI7 Newsroom.
That's going to wrap up our show today. I'm Maisie Garrett, and let's send it out to Andrew and Peter live at University of Illinois Ice Arena for the national anthem.
Good evening and welcome to the Illinois Ice Arena, Champaign, Illinois, home of the Illinois Fighting Illini, taking on the Northern Illinois Huskies. A lot of ILL today. Andrew Berkey alongside Peter Hansen. Peter, we got a good one on tap. We're going to hear the starting lineups momentarily along with the national anthem. But first off, what's something that fires you up today about this matchup?
Well, Andrew, I am absolutely buzzing to be back here at the big barn. I mean, this is exciting. We've had a little bit of a break, but glad to be back in the booth, and should be a good one tonight.
We're going to send it down to the ice in just a second as we take a look at the goalie, Nolan Woodring, along with the rest of the Illinois starting lineup. David Ross making the cut. We're going to hear the starting lineups and take a step back just for a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, take your seats because we are about ready to go here in Champaign. Peter, let's start it off with you. Player from Northern Illinois that we need to keep an eye out for tonight.
Oh, boy, Andrew. Well, they got a couple you can choose from. You know, we talk about the prolific point scorers for Illinois. Northern Illinois has just as many on their squad. I'm going to take Robbie Zimmerman to have a good, strong night here tonight. He's got 33 points on the season. That's more than any Illinois player with 15 goals, 18 assists. He can get it done, dish and assists. He spreads the love around. You should have a good night here. The wide ice should benefit him in Champaign.
Now, let's look at the home team. Somebody from Illinois that you think we need to keep an eye out for.
Well, is there really any right answer other than David Ross getting the start here tonight? The second line for Illinois getting the start alongside David Ross. But he's got 4 goals in one weekend last weekend. Illinois can ride the hot hand to victory in this one. They're playing on their home ice, in-state rivalry. Puck's about to drop. I am fired up.
Safe to say everyone here in Champaign is fired up. We'll take a look at the starters once the game starts, and we are underway. Illinois wins the first face-off. The starting five for them is going to be Alpi, Cheyenne, Helfer, Roz, and Edigan with Nolan Woodring in goal. They're going to go with their second line today. For the Huskies, it's going to be Peters, Sturm, Evans, Morgan, and Varallo with Jurgens in goal. Two pretty big goalies today.
Yeah, I mean, you can just stand down there right next to the glass, and you can tell they sort of have a presence to them. I mean, obviously Nolan Woodring having a great season thus far, the president of the team, and Jurgens is no joke either, averaging about 4.5 goals allowed per game. Going to have to step up if he wants to get a big victory on the road.
Big victory indeed. These two teams have already played each other this season. That was at Northern Illinois. NIU won both of them, and it was a low-scoring contest. 2-1 was the first game. The Huskies won in overtime, and then they won the next game 1-0. I said earlier, Illinois going with their second line to start it off.
Yeah, and that's a second line full of fun guys to watch. Obviously, a lot of talented players on this Illinois team, but you got guys out there like Roman Cheyenne, David Ross, David Ettinger, three forwards who can really get it done shooting the puck, but also guys who possess a lot of the intangibles you want to talk about when you talk about good hockey players.
David Ross with the shot on goal. That one is going to be caught by Jurgens. Ross has been red hot. We talked about it in the pre-show. 4 goals last weekend. He's leading the team in scoring the month of January, the year of 2025.
Yeah, and leading the team in best nickname as well, in my opinion, the Razor, as his teammates call him.
First line in now for the Illini. Mitchell out there with Greg Eddingen, back from injury, broke his arm during the 2024 first half of the season. Out there as well as Mitviv is a big hits late against the board, and the Huskies are looking to push it up. Instead, it's intercepted. A couple of the 66s are out there for the Huskies. It's Panantha and Walker Smith. Shot on goal. Passes it back out. Opportunity for Illinois. Couldn't get a shot. That one behind the net. They're fighting for it. It's Nick Anderson.
Yeah, trying to do a little nifty low-angle Patrick Kane backhand there. I like the aggressiveness we're seeing from both teams right now, offensively, but also along the boards.
Thatcher Beauchamp out there for the Illini. New threads for them. We'll talk about that later in the broadcast. We'll also hear from the third member of our broadcast team, Maisie Garrett, stepping in for Caleb Noble this year. Excited to hear her first insights on the mic.
Yeah, big shoes to fill, but Maisie can fill those shoes.
That one's going to be covered up. John McLaughlin on the ice for the Illini. He had a hat trick 4 games ago against Roosevelt in an offensive showdown. Illinois 4-0 in the month of January. NIU, the opposite. They've been struggling. They had a rough weekend last weekend. They've dropped 7 of their last 10. Meanwhile, Illinois won 7 of their last 10. Two teams trending in different directions, Peter.
Yeah, and you take a look at the MCH standings. I mean, Northern Illinois is towards the bottom of that group of 10 teams, whereas Illinois is towards the top. They're the 4th best team, the only team in that top 4 is the crowd Uinaz. That's from really the central part of the Midwest. The rest of them are in what you might call hockey territory.
We've got new guys galore out on the ice. Riley Burks out there. Burks hasn't appeared in many games. Thatcher Beauchamp's going to hop off now. Louis Iandoli out there. One name we haven't seen yet, Anthony Verassi. Not sure if he's going to be playing tonight. Aiden Andrews is out for the game.
And Verassi, a player, if he's not going to be out there, that's going to hurt the Illini. We'll see if he gets in, but he is the goal scorer of goal scorers for this group.
Into the blind spot. NIU yet to really have anything offensively go their way. Haven't been able to have a sustained possession in their offensive zone. Fresh skates are going to hop on the ice for both teams. It's going to be Illinois' second line, and the starters are going to hop back in for the Huskies. Peters is going to hop off, the defenseman who started. 17:20 here to go. That one's just going to be hit behind. Alpi got the start, not something we see a whole lot. Joe Dorian, the defenseman who was injured, graduated in December.
Player
going to be
means
somebody they miss.
A lot to that locker room, just as a presence, as a leader, but also obviously as a hockey player as well, and we certainly wish Joe the best.
Shot on goal, 2 of them unable to go. Aiden Taylor back out on the ice, along with Nick Scavone, diving deep into the bench. Matthew McDonald out there for the boys in orange and blue too. Nathan Dash is going to hop on, along with Mason Kading.
Yeah, and you mentioned Varasi not getting any run yet today. I mean, 3.5 lines have essentially played over.
Safe to assume he will not be appearing in today's contest. David Ross is in. He's been the hot hand. Here he is. Shot on goal. That one's saved by Juergens.
I love that offense there. I mean, that's about as nice of a play as you can draw up. You just had it blocked right there. It's good defense.
Huskies with an opportunity. Couldn't get the shot. Woodring's just going to tap it out of his crease. David Eddingen gets bounced up against the boards. David Ross comes away with it. And Peter, it seems like it's kind of like in basketball, the hot hand. You got to get him for his heat check. That offense is running through the freshman.
Absolutely, and on that last possession in Illinois' zone, we saw that was probably one of the best looks Illinois had all season, right in front of the net.
This one's going to swing all the way around town in the big pond.
And so far, Andrew, this is pretty much being played in Illinois' half of the ice.
Just got word Varasi is not in today because he has a concussion, so we wish him a speedy recovery as well. This concussions can always be scary. Carson Mitchell. Cheyenne calling for it. Mitchell calls his own number, flings it off of Juergens.
And I'm liking, like I said, the aggressiveness. Illinois is getting in front of the net. We don't really see them trying to attack that part of the ice, but I like adding that part of your game.
Intercepted by Beauchamp, offenseman turned defenseman. Under 5-minute mark here. Gregory Eddingen back on the ice. Someone that's been passing the puck at an elite level, 5 assists in the last 4 games. And Eddingen's got it himself.
And Eddingen is a guy who, in the absence of Varasi, is going to have to step up big time.
Another good shot there. Illinois is getting opportunities. Jeff Shirkey on the ice for the Huskies, along with Peters and Luke Marks. Zimmerman out there. Mitchell, opportunity. Doing his best to get it near the goal. Instead, it's covered up by Juergens. But less than 5 minutes into this, Illinois is averaging about a shot a minute.
Yeah, and more importantly, they haven't given up a single shot on goal yet. I mean, Nolan Woodring hasn't even been challenged 6 minutes into this game. As you said, Illinois has 8 shots on goal.
McLaughlin, Helfer, Alpi, Ian Doley, and Mason Kading out there. Bailey McCarthy checked that. McCarthy, somebody that hasn't quite broken into the stat sheet yet, but he's played every game, and he's kind of the heel of the team, the bruiser almost.
Yeah, and we've seen quite a few fights here on the big pond. I mean,
we missed an entertaining one last weekend.
Yeah, that we did. 10-minute misconduct penalty last weekend called on an Illinois coach. There's one of our officials tonight, Gora. We certainly hope we don't see any fights tonight, but heck, if we do, I won't complain. It's always fun.
They're going to take it down the Old Town Road to the other side. It's McLaughlin. Shot on goal. Opportunity for McCarthy. Can't quite get it back down on the ice.
Doing his best Anthony Rizzo impression, trying to glove that one.
Rizzo, a staple of the Chicago Cubs. McCarthy, a staple of this Illinois team. I know there's a lot of Cubs fans that like to see him back in Cubby blue and not the Yankee pinstripes.
Free agent right now, I do believe.
McLaughlin shot that one, fires up. And one thing safe to say, it's good to see McCarthy in the Illinois orange and blue. Let's take a look at these jerseys. Peter, they actually have a pretty special meaning behind them.
Yeah, that they do, Andrew. These jerseys tonight will be auctioned off and go to charity. They are raising proceeds for autism spectrum disorder, a noble cause. And Illinois always does some great work for charity this season. They had a cancer awareness night earlier. Those jerseys were auctioned off, and there was a military appreciation night. So, Illinois hockey, they provide entertainment for the community, but they do so much more as well.
And you can see the auction, rather, on their website, Illini Hockey. Now there's a shot in the goal! Aiden Taylor with his second goal of the year to put the Illini on top.
I mean, a just beautiful one-timer, elevates the puck into the opposite side of the net. Just beautiful textbook hockey right there for Taylor.
Aiden Taylor, someone that didn't play a ton in 2024, gets his 4th point of the year. He's got 2 assists and 2 goals. And Illinois up 1-0 and have been in control this entire game.
It's still not a single shot on goal for the Northern Illinois Huskies. And Taylor just caught Juergens out of position there. There's not much you can do there if you're Matthew Juergens, the goaltender for the visiting team.
Scavone chasing after it. Instead can't get it. The Huskies trying to get something going offensively. Zimmerman into the corner. We're going to wish Don Troutman a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Don.
Hope it's the best one yet, and hopefully it's doing good so far because Illinois is up top, 1-0. There's a shot. That one just wide.
And many more.
$12 minutes to go here in the first period. That's Koval, instead taken away. Huskies and Illini swarming to the puck in the blind spot.
Oh, nice effort there to keep it in.
That's Emmett Joy.
It was all for naught, Andrew.
Fighting for it is Riley Burke. He played in the win against Iowa State on Sunday. There's a shot. That one bounces up in the air. It was Ross fighting for it. It's David Eddingen. Eddingen back out. Burke with the save. Thought about the shot himself. Instead, passes it ahead to David Eddingen. Eddingen back to Cheyenne. You can see they're looking for Ross, who's streaking in the middle. Gives it to him. Back to Ross, who's been the hot hand. Tried to do it himself. Instead, coughs it up.
It's just a little overzealous there, but they got another chance here. Roz calls to get off the ice. He's gassed.
Deep shot there. Anthony Obrochta is out there for the Huskies. Obrochta with the puck shot. Woodring unable to hold on to it. Instead, bats it out to Matviv.
Obrochta only 5 games played up till this point of the season. Got to think if he's in the game, you maybe try and target him offensively.
Helfer with the puck. Alpe into the corner. First line back out there for Illinois. That one's going to be a penalty. A delayed penalty, and that wasn't delayed for very long, so we're going to have a power play. It's like Carson Mitchell's heading there. Couldn't quite see the hit, but it was a quick call by the official.
Yeah, and we've seen it time and time again throughout this season, Andrew. These refs do not like messing around. For some reason, they really don't like messing around here. And they will call, some nights they will call everything, and some nights they won't call anything. And we'll see what type of night we have here tonight, Andrew.
10 minutes in, 1 penalty called. Not too shabby so far. It's going to be a 5-on-4. Out there is Lucas Sturm along with Luke Marks. Peter Van Voorhees. And Rodon Evans, one of their best goal scorers, along with Jason Castaneda. For the Illini, it's Matviv, Helfer, Aiden Taylor, and Luke Alpe.
We talk a lot about hockey names on this broadcast. I think Peter Van Voorhees is a pretty good one.
Van Voorhees, 15 games, 29 games played with 20 points scored. Shot there, covered up by Woodring. Cheeky little save there from the captain.
And he can pretty much save anything that comes his way. You catch him out of position, he's probably going to catch it, stick it, glove it, whatever you want to call it. He'll do it.
1:20 left here in the power play. Something we don't see very often, especially from Illinois, who likes to run their same team out there, their same lineup. They're going to bring in some new bodies. It's Pathana, Zimmerman, Peters.
I mentioned Zimmerman at the top of the broadcast. He's on the bottom or top right of your screen now in the corner. I mean, he can dish the puck, he can score it. Really versatile offensive player for the Huskies.
In the corner, good defense. Nick Anderson throwing his stick around, moves him off. And Illinois, instead, is just going to chuck it into harm's way. A late hit there, not called whatsoever. Great start here.
You see Anderson sort of throw his hands up and look at the ref like, where's the call for me?
And Pathana not happy with being hounded. Instead, it's Peters running around. Peters is a great skater.
Thank you.
That was Peter Hansen up here in the broadcast booth.
I'm sorry, Andrew.
A lot of Peters out there on the
There
ice
are
today.
There are several.
Shot there, Woodring unable to hold on to it. Instead, has to extend, and away comes with this Greg Eddingen. 20 seconds left in the power play. Eddingen looking to push it ahead. There's a shot. That one can't be saved. Roz runs into Jurgens, and the puck's out there, but he doesn't have his stick. 10 seconds left. Peters finally picks up his stick, and the Huskies come away with it. But 5 seconds, it looks like Illinois is going to survive the power play.
You know, I've mentioned it before. I am a big fan of trying to get an offensive possession yourself when you are on the penalty kill. I think it not only shaves time, but you might as well try and get an offensive possession going, keep the puck on the opposite end of the ice.
And that was something that Minot State, the number one team, opportunity here. Shot, that one, good save by Jurgens, and a couple of extra shoves there. Refs moving in to find it. And to finish my point, that's something we saw Minot State, the number one team in the MCH, do. They turned a power play defense into offense like that, and they were the fastest team we've seen. There's a reason they've only lost 4 games all year.
And they're so good. And to Illinois' credit, I mean, they nearly shut that team out. It kind of goes to show how dangerous this Illinois team can be at times. They can hurt you on offense. They can hurt you when Nolan Woodring's having a good game. And ever since that Minot State series, we've really seen head coach John Apilka use that as a strategy more and more.
Opportunity here. Shot won't go. Saved by Woodring. Very impressive. Varallo was the one who slung it. Illinois up 1-0 here, thanks to an Aiden Taylor goal.
And right now, the PA system playing My Own Worst Enemy by Lids. So far, the Northern Illinois Huskies have been their own worst enemy. Only 5 shots on goal. Really haven't been able to get much sustained time in their offensive zone. That's something that's going to have to change if they want to crack into this one.
Beauchamp back on the ice. He's paired out there with Burke. Illinois got 12 shots on goal. NIU's got 5. That's all from their power play, according to Next Gen Stats.
Speaking of
breakaway here, Panthal shot, saved by the pipe. The plumber's in town.
You can't beat the plumbing.
About as close as you can ask for. And they're going to have another opportunity. Evans trying to decide, tried to get it to Varallo. Instead, it is ricocheted off the backboard. Matviv. He's got Greg Eddingen if he wants him. Eddingen can't corral the pass. So Evans is going to take it himself. Couple of Illini defenders trailing. Zimmerman's out there with him. Behind the back pass from Greg Eddingen, showing all the skills he has. It is Pro Bowl weekend in the NFL. They're doing their skills challenge, and it looks like Greg wants to join in on the fun. McDonald out there. The Illinois native. Trying to do something with it, passes it along. And it goes right back to him, but swings around. It's going to be fought with Jeff Shirkey for it. Nathan Dash loves to take shots outside of the zone. McDonald to Scavone, fighting for it. A little bit of disjointed offense ever since that goal, Peter.
Yeah, we saw Illinois string together some possession, some nice open looks right in front of the goal, but late, both offenses looked kind of stagnant.
Just around 5 minutes to go. Good stick work there. Passes it ahead. Looks like Aiden Taylor got hit on the hand. That can't feel good. Roz back out there in what's been a deep Illinois lineup today. 5 minutes to go here in the first period. It's been a good one so far. Only a 5-goal shots on goal differential between the teams. Smith lost his stick. He's just going to decide to come off the ice instead.
And that shots on goal battle being a relatively close one is a recent development. Illinois was crushing that battle to start the game. Northern Illinois has started to find their offense, though.
Cheyenne trying to get it ahead to David Eddingen. Instead, will look to do it himself. Eddingen with the puck. And it's knocked out of harm's way by Varallo. Varallo's been out there for a long time. Him and Zimmerman playing a lot of minutes today.
Yeah, and we see it a lot in these weekend series. The first night, whichever team burns out its best players faster normally doesn't play as well in the second game. So tomorrow night, when UI7 Newsroom presents Illinois hockey, you can see which team fares better. The Illinois team that is employing 4 lines or the Northern Illinois team that is not doing that. But either way, we'll be live tomorrow, 7 p.m. Be there.
And right before that broadcast, we have PowerPlay, hosted by Macy Garrett. You and I are on that show as well.
Yes,
it's a pregame show, previews the stories on and off the ice of what's been a great year for the Illini. They sit at 14-9 and 4th in the MCH. Thanks to this star-studded freshman class, and star-studded, this is the guy that has him. He's one of them. David Ross tried to do himself, gets shoved in the back. Eddingen with a beautiful pass, but Cheyenne wasn't on the same page. Cheyenne back out to Roz. And instead, Alpi and the Illini are going to have to retreat.
Yeah, we've seen some errant passing as of late for Illinois. A couple backhand passes that haven't been there necessarily. It's an early game, hasn't hurt them too much, but you got to make sure you can't do that in the open ice. Otherwise, you'll give Northern Illinois some more transition looks like the couple that we saw just a few minutes ago.
Ian Doley back out there with Bailey McCarthy, John McLaughlin, and Helfer. Helfer, shot on goal, won't go.
Champagne Kid.
And that's going to be a delayed penalty. It's going to be called on Helfer. It kind of did a bear hug and took him down. And it's going to be another power play. Don't know what premeditated that, but Helfer's heading to timeout. 3:10 left to go here in Champaign, Illinois. It's going to be a different 5 out there. Castaneda, Evans, along with Lucas Sturm and Varallo. Shocker. He's been pretty fun to watch so far. His conditioning's been up to par as well. I don't think either of us could be out there that long.
Well, speak for yourself, Andrew. No, I'm kidding. I don't think I could either way. But maybe next week on Power Play, we'll see. We're hoping to get on the ice at some point.
Just going to have to stay tuned for that one. Hit out of harm's way. It's Mitviv with Aiden Taylor, Nathan Dash, and Luke Alpi. A couple defensemen out there.
And I like this offensive strategy here from the Huskies, really trying to use their speed to their advantage. That's when they've been successful at attacking tonight. They're going to have to use the wide ice to their advantage, as we've seen on occasion. I think they might have to use that as a crutch, though, tonight.
Illinois only scored 1 goal in the first series between these two teams. They've matched that in the first 10 minutes today. Evans. To Castaneda, shot on goal. Ricochets up. Woodring can't find it. It's going to be hit out of harm's way by, it looks like Helfer. Check that was Alpe.
And Helfer in the penalty box for the bear hug. You mentioned Illinois only scoring 1 goal in the 2-game series against this team earlier in the season, against a goalie that only has 8 wins on the season. So 2 of those were against Illinois. Normally averages 4.3 goals allowed on average, and Illinois just making him look better than the numbers might say.
10 seconds left here, so it looks like Illinois is going to kill the power play. With that being said, he's faced a lot of shots on goal. He has 950 saves.
Yeah, I mean, he has been attacked a lot this season, and he's held up to the test. I mean, 13 shots on goal, only 1 goal allowed, and there wasn't really anything he could have done for that Aiden Taylor goal.
And compare that to Woodring, who only has 708 saves. Granted, they both haven't played, and that one's going to be covered up. They both haven't played every single game. But Woodring's played pretty close to almost every game. He's played 23, 24, check that, including this next game.
And you see what Woodring did against Iowa State last weekend. Saved 47 of 48 shots on goal.
And that was on Sunday alone. Pretty impressive stuff from the president of this Illinois hockey team, the Kingfisher this year. The infamous mascot that some Illini fans like to say is beloved. 40 seconds here. Opportunity. Shot. That one just wide. It's going to ring around town. And 30 seconds to go. Cheyenne with Roz and David Eddingen. That's been the line for them. Illinois up 1-0 with 20 seconds left. You'd like to think they want to put some padding on before what's been a very successful first period. They had 15 shots on goal. Fighting for it in the corner. Seems like teams are just trying to stall. Instead, David Eddingen. Shot! That one! Saved by Juergens. Another close opportunity. I don't think Juergens quite saw it coming in. 7.2 left here to go. Andrew Berkey alongside Peter Hansen with the UI7 Newsroom. There's a look at the Kingfisher. Mascot making his appearance.
Making his rounds through the U of I Ice Arena.
Of course, this is not an NCAA-sanctioned event. It's an ACHA, so the Kingfisher is allowed to be here. 5 seconds to go in period number 1. That's going to be all she wrote for this first 20 minutes of action. Illinois with a very impressive start thanks to Aiden Taylor, who scored a goal early. Peter, biggest takeaway from the first period?
Oh, there was kind of a period of 2 stories, if you will. The first half of the period, Illinois was really sustaining time in its offensive zone, passing from behind the goal line to in front of the net. They were successful at getting good looks at the first start of that period. They're going to have to go back to that strategy, I think, in the second and third. For NIU, they're going to have to rely on what they relied on in the second half of that first period, and that is attacking in transition, using your speed out there on the wide sheet of ice. And maybe they'll get some goals that way, but right now they haven't been able to sustain the puck in their zone.
Aiden Taylor, we're hoping to have a conversation with him momentarily. The 5'8", 170-pound forward from Decatur, Illinois. Not too far from Champaign, just about
not at all.
An hour and a half.
Yeah.
The commute, not too bad.
Second goal of the season for the Decatur native.
As somebody that hasn't played as many games as the rest of his teammates, but I think head coach John Opilka is happy to get him back in this lineup in 2025. They're 4-0, looking to go 5-0. As we momentarily wait to see if Maisie Garrett's going to be able to snatch Aiden Taylor for an interview after a huge game, a huge start. And right now, we're going to send it down to Maisie Garrett, the third and newest member of our broadcast group. Maisie?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Aiden. So, your second goal of the season, first of the night. How does it feel to start your team off tonight?
Feels great. Been working really hard in practice. Our whole team has, and it's kind of hard to miss that one with the pass the Scabs gave me there. So,
Yeah,
feels good.
Great shot there. And then your team's done a great job keeping the puck on your side of the ice. How do you want to keep this going throughout the rest of the game?
Getting pucks in deep, put bodies on their D. It's going to be hard for them to make plays if we're laying the body on the D. So just keep the puck in their zone, and we'll find some success.
Yeah, and then this is a revenge game for you
Yeah.
guys. Lost them earlier this season. What's been your guys' team goal going into this weekend?
Definitely getting pucks to the net, following up the shots, rebounds, and taking advantage of our opportunities.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Maisie. And just when you thought we were going anywhere, we are going to cover the Little Tykes hockey game going on right now. This is going to be electric, Peter. Quite a bit of surprise for us.
Oh, yeah. Well, you look out there at all the talent out there on the ice right now. Little number 42 out there is really skating laps around his teammates. He's got some speed. This specific arena should play to his specific skill set.
The blue team and the yellow team, this is going to be awesome. They're going to bring the nets a little bit closer. I don't think they need it, but it's going to be a good one. Peter, who's somebody that we need to look out for on the yellow team?
Yeah, well, I take a look at the big defenseman back there, number 65. Sort of just physically dominates his competition, stands physically above the rest of them. I think we should be looking for him to lay some big hits on the blue team.
5 minutes to go here, blue versus yellow. Number 56 showing all her might, but it's taken away by number 24. Bodies hitting the ice. Fast-paced game.
And where are the officials when you need them? That was a clear offsides call, Andrew. I don't know. Pandemonium is broken out here.
The goalie looks like his pads might be bigger than him. Shot on goal. That one just wide.
That's one that they would have liked to have back.
She's going to try it again. Good pass. Oh, no. Knocked down by her own teammate.
Friendly fire.
Breakaway for the blue team. Bodies hitting the ice. Another takeaway. 42. Shot on goal. Won't go.
Tried a wrister there, but just not enough mustard on it to get past the team in mustard.
An opportunity for the blue team, but covered up by the yellow goalie. Yellow's going to come away with it.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at the Yellow's goalie back there in net, just absolutely locked in right now. She had a few shutouts so far this season.
What a defense by 75. Takes 42 down to the ice as well. Out of the field of play at this point, but they're going to bring it right back in.
Yeah, but as I was saying, number 14 in net, sort of the Jonathan Quick of Champaign youth hockey.
Picked to win the Roselle this year.
True.
And the yellow a favorite to win the cup, but the blue team with an opportunity. Bodies on the ice still, fighting for it. Can't find the puck. Two people in the net.
Just a great.
Where is it?
Great play by the defenseman in net there. Not sure if it's completely legal what happened there. And, the goalie held the puck there. It should have been a face-off in yellow zone.
42 takes 76 down.
We've got
Revenge on 42.
A trip, a cross-check. I mean, we're the officials, Andrew.
This is about the best we could ask for. 2.5 minutes left here in this one. 75 hits the ice. Blue might have. Oh, yellow's got a breakaway. Opportunity here.
He's got to pass it here. He's got to pass it right in front of the net. He's trying the wraparound.
He's going to wrap around it. Oh!
For a second, I thought he was thinking about the Michigan from behind the net.
This one is about as good as it gets, knotted at 0 apiece. Bodies hitting the ice. Yellow with an opportunity. A shot. Save.
Oh, blue goalie, look at that. Lays out for the puck. Just incredible effort there.
Instead, blue comes away with it. The goalie had to get some help up from a helping hand to get back up. And the tenacious offense of yellow taking back over. 51 for the Blues, calling it all by himself by the eye. He's still calling for it. 51 hits the ice himself. 90 seconds left here. Yellow.
Oh, and what a poke check there.
Try to wrap it around. Bit of a size difference between a couple of the blue and yellow teams. Hits the ground right by the Jimmy John sign. 42 hits the ice. Another body hits the ice. Slamming against the boards. 1 minute to go here. Knotted at 0 apiece.
Andrew, this is absolutely electric. 50 seconds to make or break destiny.
This is what they've been playing for all season. This is the championship.
Right in front of the net. Here we go.
He's got a chance. Tried to backhand it in. Another opportunity.
Oh.
Knocked out of there. 40 seconds to go. Blue pushing the tempo.
I mean, look at the speed out there on the ice.
Pink laces and all. 75 went the wrong way.
26 seconds left. Something's got to happen here, guys.
If there will be a shootout or overtime, we do not think so, but we hope there is.
I sure hope so.
Opportunity for the blue team. Swings it away. 10 seconds left here. Yellow with the breakaway. This is your opportunity for the win. Oh! Goal! Do you believe in miracles? Yes! The yellow team did it. They won. Are you kidding me? An instant classic at the University of Illinois Ice Arena. Doesn't get much better than that, Peter. We're going to take a short little break, but we'll be back for the Illinois versus Northern Illinois hockey game momentarily. Welcome back to Champaign, Illinois. Andrew Berkey alongside Peter Hansen and the third member of our crew, Maisie Garrett, down on the ice. We got a good one so far. And now that the main event is over, the blue versus the yellow team, we're going to head back to the other game that's taking place here. Illinois versus NIU. The Fighting Illini up 1-0. And we are underway. Varallo out there for the Huskies, along with Sturm, and Daniel Lund. Peters hits it over in the direction of Evans. For the Illini, it's going to be the second line again. Helfer, Eddingen, Alpe, Roz, and Roman Cheyenne. Shot on goal there, defended by Nolan Woodring. Woodring has faced 9 shots on goal. He's faced 10 shots on goal now. He saved all 10 of them. And on the other side, Juergens has faced 15. He let one slide in. Peter, let's have you cut in right now. Check that. Fast break opportunity. Hit down. Body's hitting the ice. Looks just like the blue and yellow game. And now I'll let you interject.
Yeah, well, recapping the last period, Aiden Taylor had a nice goal, as he said in his interview with Maisie. There wasn't really much he could do with that pass that Scavone sent him other than score. I mean, so many of these Illinois players crediting their teammates after good periods of hockey. And, Andrew, we have a penalty for Northern Illinois. Peters in the box. That's their first penalty in Illinois' first power play of the day.
And it looked like he kind of grabbed him down and pulled him with him. So it's going to be the usual starting lineup for the Illini out there on the power play. Except instead of Arasi, who's out with a concussion, it's going to be Dave and Roz with Mitviv.
The ice still a little sticky out there after the Zamboni.
It was a quick Zamboni. Shot! That one flashing the leather is Matthew Juergens, who, outside of that first goal, has faced a lot of firepower. He's been very solid.
Yeah, after giving up that one goal, he's looked very good despite some good looks from Illinois. I mean, there's no doubt that Illinois has had more and honestly better looks out there offensively than the Huskies, and something Illinois can try and continue.
Opportunity, shot on goal. That one, good save. 90 seconds left here in Illinois' power play. First one they faced all day. And another good save by Juergens. 18:28 to go here. Illinois has scored 2 goals in 3 games against the Illini. The Huskies have scored 3 in 3 games, so it's been low-scoring efforts. Lund back out there. Into the blind spot. Mitviv. Eddingen. Helfer. To Mitchell. Tried to slide it inside to Greg, but Greg wasn't ready for it. Puck slides out.
About 50 seconds left here.
Out to Mitchell. He's been arguably the best player for the Illini as of late in his freshman year. David Ross has been the hot hand outside of him. 30 seconds to go here. Mitchell waiting for some reinforcements. Hands it off to Roz. Roz lost it. Huskies are just going to fling it to the side, but I don't think he knew Mitchell was right there. Shirky.
You see the puck still sticking to the ice in certain spots, and Illinois has 4 seconds left.
We'll have the advantage for the couple extra seconds. Eddingen, there's a shot. That one just wide left.
Nice move, but Illinois unable to accomplish anything on that power play. Unfortunate turn of events, and look sort of stagnant there.
Great defense by the Huskies and a great effort by the goalie, Matthew Juergens. Mitviv. And Eddingen instead coming away with it was Ethan Koval, the defenseman. Evans thought he had a chance. He's the captain of this team. Good stop there by David Eddingen. Oh, what an opportunity. A little bit of an Ed Reed-like safety approach there. That's going to be icing, but the way he jumped out of nowhere, maybe to make it more recent, Luvu jumping over the pile in the Commanders versus Eagles.
Yes.
But he better be careful. They might award him a goal.
A score, yeah. Reference to the NFC Championship game last weekend.
Who would have thought that in a sport like that you can award a score? I mean, imagine here in hockey, if you keep doing that, if you keep committing that penalty, we're going to give the other team a goal. I think some old hockey heads would not be very approving of that.
Oh, no. I think a lot of old hockey heads probably wouldn't like all the penalties called here tonight either, though. Say, let the boys play.
Let the boys play indeed. Evans and McLaughlin with a hard hit that didn't look as bad as it was going to be. 4 minutes down here in period number 2. Oh, good behind the back. Instead, it's a loss. Cheyenne. He's got David Eddingen back out there. The second line got a bit of a breather during the power play. Anthony Verassi is out for today's contest with a concussion. We wish him a speedy recovery.
Such an important player for this Illinois offense. I mean, we've seen him score, just go on unbelievable scoring streaks this season, and not having that scoring presence there can really hurt you once your offense becomes stagnant. And Illinois has got to turn things around and start getting some sustained puck time in their own zone.
Van Voorhees with the shot. Woodring just going to glove it. He's out there with Castaneda. And a strong performance from Peter Van Voors. 29 games played, 9 goals, 11 assists. 20 points in total for those that are good at math. I'm not one of those.
You got it done, though.
Tried my best. Single digits were more of my strong suit. Unable to corral that puck is Robbie Zimmerman.
Things starting to get chippy in the corner here. These players not happy with each other, and you can tell that number 64 in black and red, Cam Pathina, is not happy with the way he's been hit up against those boards.
Oh, what a move. Scavone shot off there. Couldn't get the rebound. Instead, it's Riley Burke. Burke's got Scavone if he wants him, gets it right to him. Calling for the puck was Aiden Taylor. He already has 1 goal today. Back to Scavone. Scavone. Inside. That shot just wide left. It's going to ring around the corner. Ring around the Rosie, as some would say. It's going to be there in the blind spot. Big shot laid on McDonald. Sent him to the floor. And a couple extra shoves afterwards. That's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a hit from behind. And it looks like it's going to be on the guy you were just talking about, Cam Pathana. Check that. It's actually going to be Smith.
No, it's going to be Pathina. Headed into timeout.
Should always stick with my gut.
Because, Andrew, you're often right.
I don't know if everyone would agree with that, but I appreciate the sentiment, Peter.
No, of course.
Another power play here for the Illini. They were unable to convert the first time, but they put their first-line guys back out there. Mitchell to Greg Eddingen. Greg, the older brother of David. There's an opportunity. Save. McVieve tried to get it in, but a great save by Juergens. The Illini are going to have to retreat. But so far in the first 20 seconds of this power play, they've looked much more functional than the last 2 minutes.
And that is for sure. We saw that last power play looked disjointed, as you said earlier in the broadcast. And Matt Vive, the good look, straight path to the crease from behind the goal line, took advantage of it. I'd like to see more of that.
Might have been a bit of a premature call there. Go ahead, Peter.
Continue.
I don't think Illini fans were happy with that. Didn't look like the puck was necessarily gloved by Juergen, so a bit of a break for the Huskies, who looked a little disjointed those first 10 minutes, but safe to say for the last 17 of game time, they've looked very solid. Just can't get anything in the back of the net.
And I will say these two teams have looked very functional when they play to their strengths. Illinois has had a lot of success playing behind the goal line, opening up looks, passing to the open man in front of the crease. They should continue that. Northern Illinois, on the other hand, needs to ride their good defense and their transition skaters.
Mitchell. Back to Helfer, who got called for a penalty earlier. We got 50 seconds left in the power play, and kind of Eddingen thought about it. Castaneda uses his skate to knock it out of the way. Matviv lost it. Castaneda and Matviv fighting for it. Instead, Helfer's got it, and he's going to be corralled by Shirky. Shot. That one no good. The wrister from Mitchell, who's looking for it again. Eddingen unable to corral the pass. 20 seconds left here in the power play. That one just wide. Fight for it right in front of the net. It's going to be stopped. Matviv gets to exchange some pleasantries with Castaneda.
Yeah, these two teams really don't like each other right now.
Funny to say, we've seen worse, too.
Yeah, and we've seen a whole lot worse here. I mean, I think back to the McKendree series, the Toledo series, a couple other series here at home, but it's not a good sign when in the first game already things are starting to get chippy. Normally makes that second game a little full of tension.
And the clock has run out on the power play, so NIU stays alive. Maybe not for long. Shot there. That one ricochets out. They're going to have numbers if he gets to the puck. Instead, Smith's going to be intercepted by Nick Anderson. Anderson, who served a 10-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalty last game. Zimmerman. Thought about it. Nathan Dash pokes it out of the way. And good glove work there by Nolan Woodring. The deep shot from Keaton Peters, no good.
And that's something that in our many games we've called here at the U of I Ice Arena, we haven't seen much success from distance here, whether it be slap shots or deep wristers. These teams really need to play close to the crease, play scrappy, and that's sort of what it's been thus far tonight. I'm excited.
Scrappy indeed from the Huskies. 11:35 to go in period number 2. Illinois is up 1-0. Looking to make it 2-0 now. 3v2. Instead, it's going to be knocked out of the way. Illinois going back with that second line, but Emmett Joy out there with Roz. Opportunity for the Huskies. Pathana. Big hit laid down, but Emmett Joy gets laid out instead. Looks like he tried to stop before making contact. That one, goalie gets flied into, and a couple extra stick taps. Zimmerman's going to come over and shove him. Thatcher Beauchamp. But in the end, and there's going to be a fight. Are they breaking it up? And they're going to break it up. They got two guys on, but in the end, you got to protect the goalie. It's kind of the rule. You don't touch the goalie. You don't touch the quarterback. That's expected from the Huskies.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple things the Illini were retaliating for on that play. I mean, the hit from Pathana, but I don't know if you caught it after that play. Beauchamp kind of stuck his stick in the face of Zimmer.
And you don't love to see that either. Hopefully the refs just give it offsetting penalties. No one gets sent to the box, but with the prolonged discussion, it looks like somebody's going to be headed over there.
And I know we referenced earlier how old hockey heads would have wanted them to let it play on there, and I kind of agree. I want to see let the guys fight there.
Yeah, I don't think anything seemed too malicious on the Huskies side. It just looked like unfortunate got knocked into Woodring. The question is what is this prolonged discussion about?
Well, Andrew, I think they're trying to decide whether or not they send somebody to the penalty box, potentially for a major. Obviously, they can't disqualify anybody because there wasn't a fight, but I could certainly see them maybe enacting a 5 or 10 minute major here.
And I know I'm not an official. I just feel like that could be decided by now, especially because both teams have a couple new players out on the ice.
Agree.
The prolonged discussion.
And I didn't see anything too bad from either side there. But they are going to send somebody to the box. Looks like it'll probably be Beauchamp.
And Beauchamp actually hopped off the ice. He's not out there right now. So Peters is going to get sent, and he's not happy about it. Look at the Kingfisher right now. Peters being directed into the direction of the penalty box. And they're going to give something to Illinois, too. And it looks like it's going to probably be Beauchamp.
Nobody's sent into the penalty box yet.
As Zimmerman looks like he's heading. I don't know if he said anything. And now we have a couple more words exchanged on the other side between David Eddingen and Dominic Varallo, who knocks his stick out of his hand.
And the officials are sending
Emmett Joy into the box. I
think they got the wrong guy.
I think they got both of the wrong guys. I didn't see Zimmerman do anything. It should be Beauchamp, and I frankly I don't know if a Husky should be in the penalty box. I thought the contact with Woodring was incidental. I don't think that warrants a penalty, and I think that's what both teams are saying.
Potentially, I think they might be penalizing both of these teams here in order to sort of send a message to both of them. We did see a fight almost start, 2 fights almost start. And I agree. I think that, running into Woodring there was incidental, but he did engage in contact afterwards.
And I think we can both agree that you got to stand up for the goalie. It's even
100%. Yes.
It's going to be a 4v4 now. So Emmett Joy, along with Zimmerman's in the box. It says 43, but it is actually 48 for Robbie Zimmerman. It's going to be a 4v4. At this point, I feel like it's time to stop arguing and just get to playing. I don't understand. At that point, I wish they would have let him play. Don't put anybody in the penalty box, but alas, we play on.
And I do think that if you are going to penalize, it makes sense for there to be a 4v4 and not give one team a man advantage.
Another beautiful showing from the referees in the Champaign-Urbana area. At this point, I wonder if we should just put the 2 dads out there that were with the blue and yellow team.
Yeah,
they had good
were
control of the
letting
game.
them play. Yeah.
4v4 here. 1:20 left. Matviv with the puck. Peters surrounding him. An elite uniform matchup today for these two teams.
It is indeed. The giveaway sweaters for ASD being auctioned off after the game. If you're interested, please go to Illinois Hockey's website. Money to a good cause.
It closes at 10 p.m. So if you want to get on that, get on it quick. No promises that the jerseys will be washed before you receive them. And the red and black is crisp as well. 4v4 still back on the ice, and it's been an opportunity for Evans. That one just wide. Woodring out of position. Instead, gets lucky that the puck flings back into the corner. Eddingen and Peters fighting over it. 30 seconds to go here in the 4v4. Matviv, the speedster's got the puck, moves it ahead, and another errant pass.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that was so much on the passer or the receiver there. I think it might have just been a misplay off the stick of Greg Eddingen in that case. But, Andrew, you mentioned that the black and red sweater for the Northern Illinois Huskies. And obviously, this is ACHA hockey here, but in the NCAA, Big news, the Northern Illinois Huskies to join the Mountain West Conference.
In football only.
Yes.
Then I believe the Missouri Valley and every other sport. I don't think they're staying in the MAC. They've had discussions. But the good news for Husky hockey fans is they're staying right in the MCH. We're back to 5v5. And just like that, shots upon shots are coming out. It was only a matter of time. And that's going to be a penalty on the Huskies.
It's like they got Pathan.
It's going to be Smith who... Smith, did he just bump into Gora, the official?
He did indeed.
He might have gotten lucky there. It's only a matter of time. Someone comes off, you get the 5v5 advantage, and the old heads of hockey not loving it. Pathana's going in.
And that's what I thought happened on that. I thought that they got 2 players.
It's going to be a 5v3 advantage.
And Illinois absolutely has to capitalize on this opportunity. And actually, Andrew, looks like they're going to have 4 skaters out there on the ice right now.
Oh, that's for bumping into the referee.
So
10-minute unsportsman.
got the 2, and then the 10-minute major for Smith.
And this is, you hate to see this, and you got to wonder what this conversation's about over here. And I guess it is tough to see when you don't see. We did see him bump into the referee, and that's obviously incidental.
I saw Peters actually hold up his fingers, and he said 4. Like, made sure we have 4 players on the ice. That's right. And you kind of clarifying that for Peters, the defenseman for the Huskies. But you see a nice opportunity here for Illinois. But going back to that, I don't know if you saw this, Andrew, but Smith actually yelled something at the ref, forcing the referee to point at him and point towards the penalty box. That was when the major started, and then he bumped into him.
So for now, it's going to be a 5v4. That was a great recap by our rules analyst, Peter Hansen.
Up there with Dean Blandina.
And Gene Sterator.
And getting the other one.
Terry McCauley.
There's one more.
Shot there. Eddingen fighting for it. It's covered up by Juergens, and sticks are flying. They called no goal. That's a close one there. 1:18 left.
I believe the name I was looking for was Mike Pereira.
Of course, the Fox ref analyst connoisseur. You were right up there with the rest of them. 1:18 left in the power play. 8 minutes and what's felt like a hour second period. A long deliberation about who's going to go in the penalty box. A minor and a major handed out. 8 minutes to go. And about a minute and 15 seconds left with a man-up advantage. There's been 3 5v4s that Illinois has had. They haven't been able to cash in on a single one, and that's a lot of testament of this NIU defense.
And it is going to hurt the Huskies to be without one of their best players, Walker Smith, for the foreseeable future with the major penalty. He's got 16 goals, 19 assists. Their leading point scorer, we talked about Zimmerman a lot, but Smith is their most prolific scorer.
And this is the moment you waited for. 50 seconds left here.
I mean, this right here, it's the greatest show, Andrew.
Mitchell moves it ahead. Right back to him. Matviv had a chance. Instead, it's going to be intercepted again by Mitchell. Great stick work. Roz right back over to Mitchell. 20 seconds left on the power play. Up 1-0. Great pass by Mitchell. All the way over to Eddingen. Back to Mitchell, and another pass goes by the wayside. 10 seconds left here.
A lot of strong, aggressive passes that have just been off the mark.
Roz tried to do it himself. It's up in the air. It's kept alive by Matviv. Chance there for Roz. Instead, Mitchell with it. Back out to Roz. 5v5 again. That one just wide of the net. Zimmerman back out.
And boy, Illinois is getting a lot of good looks on the net right now.
And it's going to fling all the way down to the other side of the ice. New fresh skates not out there yet. Eddingen and Matviv still out there from the power play. And now they're going to hop off Helfer as well. Iandoli with McCarthy. McCarthy shot, that one saved. Still looking for his first goal of the year.
That was a good chance right there. I think it just hit the stick of the defenseman.
Back into the blind spot. McLaughlin. Right back to him. Iandoli, that one goes wide of Juergens. McCarthy with the rebound. Back to Iandoli. Iandoli with Castaneda on him. Lost control of the puck. Illinois shot. That one good. Save by Juergens.
And another nice chance there for Iandoli. That one had some mustard on it.
Hit the full-on splits to get that one. And if you're Illinois, you've just got to tip your cap. Bit of a robbery on that one.
And it's so funny. You could tell Iandoli wanted that one. You could hear it all the way up here. He just let out a big groan. He was so disappointed. He thought he had that one. It was a good shot, but Juergens doing what Juergens does, shows off the leather once more.
Big hit up against the boards. Huskies only down 1-0 with 5 minutes remaining. It kind of feels like Illinois is up by a couple more scores, but that's not the case.
It certainly feels like they at least should be, because they've had so many good opportunities. I mean, the shots on goal disparity was getting a little bit closer at the end of that first period. Well, now it's up to 14 for the Illini, 26-12 in the shots on goal battle.
That one gets through Castaneda. It's safe, so no icing. Packed tonight here at the University of Illinois Ice Arena. Riley Burke out there with Alpi. Alpi got the start today. He's been playing a lot of minutes. Here's Roz. Roz trying to do it himself. Van Voorhees stops it. Roz still with it. Instead gives it over to Scavone. Scavone up against the ice. And they're still going for it. Can't quite get it. Roz knocks it out of there. Who else? That one a bit overzealous. Under 4 remaining here in period number 2. Illinois leading 1-0 over their in-state foes, the Huskies. Delayed penalty right here, so Woodring's hopping off the ice, trying to get an extra body on there. Didn't quite work out, but it's going to be another power play for Illinois. You'd like to think they want to convert at least one of these.
Yeah, one last opportunity in the second period, a period that's been full of penalties. I mean, that's been the story of the past 16 or so minutes, and with just over 3 minutes left, you'd like to think that Illinois should, and they could, get a goal here in the next 2.
That's going to be Cam Pathanot in there. His buddy Walker Smith in there as well for some unsportsmanlike conduct. He received a major for that, for something he said to the official.
And Pathanot certainly proven to be one of those bruisers out there for the Huskies tonight. He had that cross-check on the attacking Illinois player earlier.
Every team needs one. Matviv had an opportunity there. Still 5v4. Eddingen as the ILL I&I chants are ringing in. Helfer to Greg. Greg inside. Matviv. Good work there by Peters to just put his body on the line.
Yeah, from the deck, Peters was able to poke that one out.
It looks a little bit like the blue versus yellow Little League game. Instead, it's flung ahead. Woodring leaves his own crease. 1:07 on the clock to kill if you're the Huskies. Illinois likes to keep the same 5 out there during their power play. Opportunity, good save. Rebound, that one finds the back of the net, Roman Cheyenne. Illinois extends the lead 2-0.
What a pretty shot from Cheyenne there. My goodness. A laser to the back of the twine.
And the power play finally able to be converted. Illinois up 2-0 over the Northern Illinois Huskies. 2:38 left here. That's the insurance goal. Makes the Illini faithful feel much better about themselves before heading into period 3.
And we said it, Andrew, the Illini needed to take advantage of that goal, of that power play right there, and take advantage of it they did.
That's Cheyenne's 5th goal of the year. Puts them up to 11 points, one of the best on the team. Nick Anderson just flings it ahead. And you got to love that. The assist brothers, Eddingen to Eddingen. That puts Greg up at 6 assists in the last 5 games. He's been on an absolute tear passing the puck. McLaughlin, there's a shot. That one almost a good rebound by McCarthy. Another shot, McLaughlin! Goal! When it rains, it pours, and it is pouring in Champaign. Illinois up 3-0. John McLaughlin. Boy, is he hot.
You need a raincoat.
Nothing going the Huskies' way as of late. Illinois putting on 2 goals in the span of just a minute. And the thing that stands out to me right there, the shots on goal differential, 27-12.
Yeah, 15 difference between those two numbers, and sure, Matthew Juergens in net. Not very happy with that number. More shots on goal. You're bound to score more for Illinois, and Juergens held his own up until the past couple seconds, really, of this game.
Coming out the other way is Tate Noble. Good stick work by Scavone to take it away. He can't find the puck, though. That one's going to be stopped. So it's going to be another penalty. This one's going on Scavone. Looked like slashing.
Scavone's had a good night tonight. The assist on Taylor's goal earlier in the outing. And now it's Illinois' turn to get a stop in the power play. Power play, of course, the name of our pregame show before these presentations of Illinois hockey by UI7 Newsroom. Please tune in 15 minutes prior to select home games. UI7 Newsroom really just does so much great work.
Illini Sports Night. Good morning, Illini. UI7 Live in Vivo, you know. There's a ton of shows to check out, and you can find that on the UI7 Newsroom Facebook. And in a few weeks, I believe, the UI7Newsroom.com. Illinois up 3-0 here, but Scavone headed to the penalty box. 3-0. A minute left, so the penalty will carry over into the third period. That one is going to go be a souvenir for somebody at home. Louis Andoli with the assist on the last goal.
Along with Mason Kading.
Couple of the reserve players getting some action in and doing the most with it. 45 seconds left here, 1:20 in the power play. Opportunity for the Huskies. It just ricochets off the boards instead. 35 seconds to go and 1:15 on the power play clock. Castaneda Moves it on over. Shot there. Good save by Woodring. That had some juice behind it from Sturm. Sturm with the puck again. That one goes just wide right. 15 seconds left in period number 3. It's going to head all the way down to the Huskies' side of the ice. And an offensive opportunity if Illinois wants it. Matviv to Aiden Taylor. Good save by Juergens. As the clock runs out on what's been an entertaining second period here in Champaign, Illinois. The boys are asking the crowd to get up on their feet. 3-0 thanks to Cheyenne and John McLaughlin goals. And a couple of Husky penalties is going to send the Huskies into the locker room with head coach Mike Bangs with more questions than answers. Peter, what stood out to you that half?
Well, the Northern Illinois Huskies are going to have to start peppering the net. That is the message to that team in the third period. They have not gotten a lot of shots on goal the past 20 minutes. Next 20 minutes could be different. It needs to be different if they want a chance in this one. And then for Illinois, obviously, got to ride that second and third offensive line. They've been cooking out there tonight. You got to let them continue to cook out there on the wide ice.
Some could say they want to put a lot of pressure on this Illinois team who's riding hot. If they win this one, that's going to be 5 in a row. That would be their highest win streak this season, and that would put them firmly in fourth place where they are now. But closing in on that third place team, they have University of Jamestown and Minot State ahead of them in the MCH rankings.
As well as the University of Mary, 3 hockey country teams.
We're going to send it down to Maisie Garrett momentarily. She's going to have Roman Cheyenne, who scored the first goal of the second period, in just a minute. I'm excited to see what he has to say. And maybe she'll find out something about that little dust-up they had on the ice as well. We're going to send it to Maisie right now. Maisie?
All right, thanks, guys. So finally had a lot of opportunities, finally got that puck to the back of the net, and McLaughlin immediately following you.
Yeah.
How did that feel to get your momentum back?
It was electric. You know, we were a little stagnant through the first. Had a lot of pucks on that. Nothing was going in, but second period, it was all falling. So it was good.
Yeah, and then kind of at the beginning of the period there was kind of some mingling, a little bit of friendliness.
Yeah.
What was going on?
You know, tensions were rising as it was getting more and more energetic. So that's all it was.
All right, and then heading into the third period, how do you guys want to finish this game out?
We just want to keep it strong, get pucks deep, and go to work.
All right, thank you very much. Good
Thank
luck.
you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Maisie. We're going to send it to a break, get some hot chocolate up here in the booth. But don't go anywhere. We got a good one on hand. Illinois 3, Northern Illinois, zilch. Welcome back here to Champaign, Illinois, home to the Illinois Fighting Illini, who are leading the NIU Huskies 3-2-0. If you're interested in some other sports that have been going wrong in the area, Illinois women's gymnastics lost a close one to number 24 Penn State. Illinois women's tennis lost a close one today. I was actually on the call of that one. They lost to Georgia Tech, a very good tennis team, and the Chicago Bulls beat the Toronto Raptors. Illinois up 3-0 here, 19:40 left in the third period.
Bulls apparently actively shopping some of their players. Doesn't matter, though. Illinois playing hockey right now.
Safe to say that Illinois is not shopping anybody tonight. They've fought off the last couple seconds of a power play here that carried over. So Scavone's going to hop back on the bench after getting out of the penalty box. You'd like to think that Illinois, in the driver's seat, doesn't have to worry about this. Mitchell shot that one. Instead, stayed with him. But we've seen crazier things. Oh, what a shot! Unbelievable. The tap and rebound to go up 4-0. Alexander McPhee gets in on the action. Unbelievable. The deep wrister, and McPhee taps it back in himself right in front of the net, and the lead is extended to 4. Peter, what'd you see there?
Just a great heads-up play to get the rebound and make it a 4-score game by the Russian-born Champaign local.
Stick goes flying. Another opportunity. Scores! Mitchell! It's a blowout here in Champaign. 5-0.
In the first minute and 12 seconds of this period. 2 goals for Illinois.
Electricity soaring through the University of Illinois Ice Arena in the third period. McPhee, Mitchell, 5-0. And Illinois keeping their foot on the gas. A couple of insurance goals there. And the guys that you needed to step up today have stepped up. Aiden Taylor, Roman Cheyenne, big shot there against the boards on Thatcher Beauchamp. John McLaughlin, Alexander McVive, and Carson Mitchell.
Yeah, and that first line hadn't even scored up until those past 2 goals in this period. Shows how deep and talented this Illinois team is.
Fighting along the boards is Eddington. He has a couple assists today. Another shot there, that was by McLaughlin. He had a hat trick a couple of weeks ago. He has 1 already today. Flying to the other side of the ice is Nick Anderson. Anderson will appear on power play in the next couple of weeks. McLaughlin lost control of the puck. And the shots on goal differential. Big shot there along the ice. Illinois got 28 compared to NIU's 12. They've scored more goals tonight than they did in their 2 games against them back in November.
When you talk about the shots on goal battle, 4 of their last 5 shots on goal have gone into the net. The only one that
McCarthy is going to head to the penalty box. He actually took the stick from Peters out of his hand. And McCarthy does average 1 penalty a game. And no, that's not a joke, but there's a reason that everyone here in Illinois loves him. He's the bruiser. He's the heel. He's an agitator. He's what every team needs, and he plays that role perfectly.
Yeah, and we've seen it a couple times here tonight. Not afraid to stand up for his guys and afraid to tap the helmet, drop the gloves if need be. Thankfully, we haven't needed that yet today.
But there is still 17 minutes left here. 2-minute power play for the Huskies. They've lost 7 of their last 10. And a quick reminder, it was 1-0 with 10 minutes left in the second period. Penalties started rolling in, and the Illini have broke the seal. Abrochta over to Peters. Fighting in front of the net. Woodring, opportunity there on top of it. Shoves players up on the ice. Woodring kicks himself away. That all seemed incidental, but it's gotten real chippy right there in Woodring's crease multiple times today. That's actually what led to the first couple of penalties of the game.
Yeah, and it's what led to the only major penalty we've seen here today against Smith.
And Woodring doesn't seem happy with the officials, kind of pleading his case. There have been a couple opportunities on the other side where they have protected Juergens a bit more than Nolan, but Nolan, listed at 6'3", 205, can handle his own. The president having a shutout so far. That one's going to knock back. They're going to have to retreat. 1:10 left on the Huskies' power play. Illini are going to get some fresh defensemen on the ice. It's Anderson and Dash. It goes behind the back of Shirky. Mitchell and Matviv on the ice. Cam Pathana back on there. Zimmerman out on the ice as well. That one behind the net. Smith back as well after serving his 10-minute misconduct that spanned back into the second period. Illinois has doubled the shots on goal that NIU has, and Mitchell being as aggressive as always. He's the one that just scored the goal. 15 seconds left here on the power play, 15 and a half minutes left in the game. Van Voorhees unable to corral it. Anderson slings it back. Good pass there by Eddingen, but no one on the receiving end. Varallo intercepted by Riley Burke.
And all of a sudden, Illinois, a little less aggressive offensively, willing to just get rid of some of the time on the clock, up by 5.
Looking to pass it ahead. Instead, it's stuck behind the net. Eddingen wrestles it away with the help of Burke. Ross, who's been lights out today, doesn't have a goal, but the offense has been running through him. David Eddingen lays Van Voorhees up against the boards. And you're right, Peter. It's kind of the wasting time game right now.
Thankfully, as you mentioned, going into the break, got some hot chocolate at half. And sit back and enjoy it.
Peter and our director up here, Anna Eckberg, enjoying their hot chocolates. I decided to go the pizza route. Something that I think a lot of these players are going to want to have after this game. Opportunity for the Illini. Good pass. Castaneda. Shot there. That one's going to be corralled by Juergens.
You know, and I owe it as a journalist to tell the listening audience that Andrew has had a pizza and a pretzel today. Right? Is that correct, Andrew?
That is correct. To be fair, Andrew didn't eat anything before coming to the game.
Right. It's good hot chocolate.
Back to the ice. Illinois up 5-0. 13:50 left. Couple of big hits laid up against the ice. A much more conservative approach from the Fighting Illini. Back into the blind spot. And Peter, I do wonder if Coach Opelka is going to think about pulling his starters a little bit. As you see McCarthy getting back into it, they're going to call it again on McCarthy. The first one I understand. That last one unless we missed it, I didn't see much.
Nothing extreme. I think there might have been some contact to the helmet.
Oh, they're giving both of them.
Yeah.
So the other one is going to be Ethan Colville. So we're going to have our second 4v4 of the day. That's the opportunity. I wish they just let the boys play it out. I didn't see anything malicious there. It is hockey. Colville and McCarthy both having solid days. Haven't hit the stat sheet yet, but
yeah.
But both have been aggressive, and that's what makes for great hockey.
Their impact has been felt in this one, and I will say a 4v4 on this sheet of ice specifically feels like a 3v3, if that makes any sense, just because the ice is 30 feet wider than a standard rink. Really opens up a lot more space when there are fewer numbers out there.
First 9 seconds of the 4v4 are gone. They're going to call an offsides on that. And you can see the Huskies and the Illini both out there looking pretty tired. The 4v4, there's a couple extra things they have to worry about. Oh, good move by Anderson. Doing it himself. Looking like a forward out there. Instead, it gets poked away by the likes of Daniel Lund from NIU. Anderson, he's looking for a goal. That one, Jurgens, rebound, can't be corralled by Ross. Ross pushing up against the boards. It's Daniel Lund again.
Ross looking to join the goal-scoring party we've had here in Champaign today.
And Ross, not a necessarily big guy, only 5'9", 154 pounds, out of Bartlett, Illinois, but he is probably one of the fastest, if not the best skater on the ice for the Illini. Good save by Woodring.
Yeah, I mean, he skates harder than anybody out there.
They have the advantage. Eddingen to Ross. Ross, stop. That one. It's going to be corralled by Jurgens. Opportunities on top of opportunities. 59 seconds.
And I actually thought that Jason Castaneda played that pretty well, about as well as you can play a 3v1 opportunity as a defenseman, but I would have liked to see Eddingen maybe call his own number there.
I think the Huskies have played the Huskies defense have played a pretty solid game. They've just faced a lot of volume in the regards of shots on goal, almost at 30 now. 4v4 continuing, 50 seconds left. Koval, along with McCarthy in the penalty box. McCarthy's second of the day. Koval's first. Mitchell, shot. That one ricochets off. Mitchell will have another opportunity. Gets it into McPhee. McPhee looking for his second goal of the day. Good work by Jurgens to keep it out. Alpe's going to be on the retreat instead. Evans comes away with it. He's had a quiet day, but he's one of their best players. He's going to show you why now. Moving ahead. Doing it himself. Instead, he's going to bring it out as four Illini defenders converge. 15 seconds left in the 4v4. Thatcher Beauchamp out there with McVeeve. Mitchell, Alpe's going to sub out. It's going to be Emmett Joy. And skaters starting to look gassed out there, Peter.
Yeah, and we see that all the time. You start to think about maybe playing your second and third string more so you can rely on your top offensive players tomorrow night, because at this point, and the great Yogi Berra once said that it ain't over till it's over. But Andrew, I think it's safe to say it's over.
We've seen crazier things. One of those crazy things being the fact that the net was dislodged for about 20 seconds before the official recognized. And Rescott going to do his best to get it right back here.
Andrew, a little animosity in your voice as you say that. You got any hard feelings right now?
I find it quite amazing that the net can be dislodged for about 20 seconds. I mean, Jurgens was calling for it, pleading. Another all-star night by this officiating squad here in Champaign. 10:55 left to go in the third period. Beauchamp still out there. He's joined by McDonald, Aiden Taylor, Scavone, and Emmett Joy. So it's depth galore for the Fighting Illini. That slides through. Scavone retreating. Emmett Joy gets it snatched, big shot up, and pushing the much smaller Anthony Oberchata out. Peters, who's played a ton of minutes today, still out there with 10:20 left on the clock. They're just going to send it all the way down there. Illinois playing the keep-away game. And as you heard, Scavone desperately calling for the puck. Check that, Roman Cheyenne flipped the 6 into a 9.
And regardless of what you say about this being a 5-score game right now and it being over, these minutes for players who might not get all that much ice time is so pivotal. I mean, guys can develop faster, they get more experience. Game reps are so crucial, and they'll prove to be beneficial as the season goes on, as these guys continue their collegiate careers.
Under the 10-minute mark here in Champaign, Andrew Berkey alongside Peter Hansen with UI7 Newsroom presenting Illinois hockey. It's been a good one so far if you're an orange and blue fan. You might want to look away if you're wearing black and red tonight. The Huskies struggling. Two teams about 3 hours apart.
And there was a brief 7-minute stretch of time at the end of the first period where Northern Illinois was only trailing by 1 goal, and it looked like really they had a couple good chances at scoring.
Fighting for it. It's a goal. What a play by the Illini. It's not over till it's over. And David Eddingen gets in on the goal party, banging against the boards. It's 6-0. Already has an assist tonight. And that is the 3rd goal of the period. And Peters back again talking to the officials. Greg Eddingen's in there as well. Bit of a discussion going on. I believe it's too late to rescind the goal at this point. Taking a look at Nolan Woodring, who's had a standout night. He's faced 15 shots on goal. Has stopped all 15. And the president doing what the president does. Evans wanted the deep shot, instead tries to pass it ahead. Matveev. Inside. That one almost scored again. Matveev trying to get his second of the day. And the pipe stops what would be the 7th goal of the game. And the 4th of the period. Yeah, I think NIU just wants to get to the hotel at this point.
Yeah. You know, in some hockey games, you see a puck go off the pipe and it feels heartbreaking. Your heart sinks in your chest. And in this one, I think Illinois just sort of laughs it off.
And on the other side of it, you were talking about those 7 minutes in the first period. We were a pipe away from NIU tying it up 1-1. But it might just be a pipe dream at this point. Woodring getting in some good stretching. You wonder if final 8:47, if you give some other guys a look. We know Joseph Schmidt has had a great outing. Grady Sulkin's played in 1 game this year. We'll hop back on the ice. McCarthy back out there. He's got 2 penalties today. Hopefully he won't go for the hat trick. .8:30 left. McCarthy, a transferred into the university last year. And has made an immediate impact on this team.
Yeah, the bruiser. It's an important role.
Ian Doley trying to stop.
Ian Doley, another player who is on that 3rd, 4th line a lot of the time and Just doesn't get all that much ice time, but he's had a couple good shots here today. I'd like to see maybe these guys on the fourth line get a goal.
You might get that delayed penalty. Woodring's going to come off the ice. It's going to be scooped up. And we're going to have another Husky penalty. This time it's going to be Varallo, who's heading to the bench. And it's going to be Marks. Luke Marks, the forward. He's going to be serving his first penalty minutes of the game. And Coach Mike Banks might have seen all that he wants to see for tonight. We're going to be right back here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Andrew Berkey and Peter Hansen on the call. Maisie Garrett will be a part of the broadcast as well. We'll hear from her after the game as UI7 Newsroom presents Illinois hockey.
And it'll be so interesting to see who she's going to select to interview because, who do you choose? 6 goals scored on the night. We've already talked to Taylor and Cheyenne, but Medvedev, Mitchell, Ettingen, McLaughlin, that is a plethora of characters you can choose from.
And
round up the usual suspects.
At this point, why not interview all of them? Do a 3 per goal! It doesn't stop. What a third period. Medvedev with number 2 on his day, the second of the period.
Alexander Medvedev having himself a day. Sasha scoring.
For those of you doing your scorecards at home, that is the 4th goal of the game, of the period, this third period. 7-0. We got a football score. Touchdown.
We do.
To a couple of 3-and-outs.
More than a couple at this point.
And we're holding play for just a minute. I think there might have been a delayed penalty on the goal. Yes, there is. It's going to be Peters in the box. So to add salt to the wound, on the delayed penalty, Illinois scored on the power play. That rescinds the original power play. But at the same time, Peters committed a foul, so he's headed to the box. And if that doesn't sum up how the Huskies' night is gone, I don't know what does. And we're going to be polling the starters. This is truly like a football game at this point. 5v4. Opelka chooses to pull the starters, so Cheyenne, Ettingen, and McLaughlin are out there with Anderson and Dash. Can they get number 8, the 2-point conversion at this point? That would have been good looking from McLaughlin.
Almost went in, Andrew.
You're right, Jim. Nathan Dash. This is the largest margin of score the Illini have led all year. It's going to be their 5th win in a row. And that's going to be a souvenir for a couple Husky fans out there. Something to make them feel better about the performance on the ice. The University of Illinois Ice Arena. I feel like we do this every broadcast, but we haven't explained it yet. The big pond. Peter, take us through it.
Yeah, it's 30 feet wider than a standard National Hockey League rink. That is 15 feet wider than a standard Olympic-size ice rink, and it really benefits a lot of different players in a lot of different ways, but specifically aids to forwards and transition. It means they can physically get out wider. Sort of like how it's easier to beat a cornerback as a wide receiver if you could run out of bounds.
Essentially, yes.
Well, it moves the out of bounds mark to make sure you can do that. So there's your football analogy.
More room to work with.
Yeah.
Medvedev inside pass. He's got Helfer if he wants to. Medvedev inside. That one goes wide. 50 seconds left here in the power play. Fans starting to head out. Orange and blue and black and red alike to avoid the traffic.
Medvedev looking for the third.
He wants the hat trick. Fighting for it. Diving. Jurgens with a great save. He might have let 7 in, but he's had himself quite the day. 38 seconds left here. And they're going to have a discussion with Jurgens, who flung that puck Did this call a penalty on Juergens? They did. Maybe not. Evans taking his time. No, he's just going to hop off. Oh, they had 5 guys on the ice. There's some confusion. Yeah, so there was a penalty called. It's going to be on Juergens. Zimmerman's going to hop off. There's no penalty call.
What we have right now is the continuation of the penalty Illinois already had.
Why did I miss? Why was that a question from the Huskies? Alas, we play on. Matveev really wants the hat trick. Eddingen wants to get on the score, and he has a couple assists today. The boys are barking. So did the Huskies have 6 guys out there at one point?
They did. They did indeed, yes.
Power play's over, so it's going to be 5v5 with 5.5 left. Illinois up a touchdown. Mitchell's going to have an opportunity. That shot good, saved by Juergens, so we're going to keep it on this side of the ice. Starters are going to come off. I should say the normal starters. Of course, Illinois started their second line today, something that Opelka hasn't been afraid to do. It's worked out for them in the past. This is going to be the 5th win in a row. They now also have 20 more shots on goal than the Huskies do. Juergens is talking to the official about something I don't quite know. And if that's just the culmination of a frustrating night, you can understand.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's just not your night, and was not the night for Juergens out there. You can hear the PA playing My Hero right now by the Foo Fighters. And it's fitting since Alexander Matveev just went to the bench as that song was playing.
Matveev, you'd like to think, is going to come out one more time in the last final 5 to go for the hat trick. He's had a couple of opportunities. If you're just joining us here, the Huskies are going to have an opportunity. Evans. Oh, good defense by Burke to the liking of the crowd. Matveev, Mitchell, Eddingen, and Matveev again have scored here in the 4th. Yep, that's 4 goals. 2 in the first minute and 10 seconds. Varallo lost control of the puck. Helfer's got it. Emmett Joy, that one off of Juergens' pad.
Emmett Joy looking for his first goal of the season.
He's got 2 assists in 15 games played. He's from Orland Park.
Home of famed Illinois baseball player Brandon Comia.
I feel like we've got almost every sport in. McCarthy gets sandwiched by 2 Husky defenders. And to the last, Cam Pathina falls down when he had an open shot. McLaughlin unable to go. 3.5 left here in Chambana. McLaughlin, that one off the pipe, had an opportunity at it again. The shots on goal just keep coming, even with 57 minutes down. Shots up against the board, none other than McCarthy. And great defense. You've had a lot of goals scored today, but you got to tip your hat to every single Illini defender. 15 shots on goal only faced by Woodring. Another shot. That one won't go. Huskies with an opportunity. Tate Noble unable to get it near the net. We're at the under 3 mark here. Eucness out there. Anderson gets laid out by Eucness. And 2.5 left. Pace of the game is slowed down. It's going to have two very different feelings tonight. If you're in orange and blue, you're feeling great. Red and black, not so much.
I mean, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, right here in action, partner.
That's what sports are all about. From puck drop to the final buzzer.
UI7 Newsroom's got you covered.
Roz passed it ahead to Eddingen, who wasn't expecting it. We're just past the 2-minute warning. And a shoulder thrown at a couple of Huskies. Calling for it ahead is Cheyenne. That one goes a little too far. Cheyenne wasn't able to catch that. Aiden Taylor doing his best to save it. A little bit of a trip there, but he hops back up. Jeff Shirky on the other side of it. Peters is back out there after the late penalty that he had to serve. A sloppy game from the Huskies penalty-wise. Illinois not its greatest night either, but they did the most with the opportunities at hand. It's going to be tough picking your MVP for tonight, but I think it's going to be Alexander Matviv. Taylor that one off the pad.
And it feels like almost every night you have conversations of Nolan Woodring being in that MVP of the night conversation, not a goal allowed.
He had the shutout, so if that's the person that we're going to talk to, that's the person. And you see in the back, go Coach Woody. We're going to see that momentarily right behind him. Looks like Woody might be coaching a couple of young fans. McDonald looking for his first goal. What a move to get around him. Can't go. 20 seconds left here. Reserve players doing their best. Helfer out there with Burke. Shot. McCarthy. No. 5 seconds left. And that is going to be all she wrote in Champaign. Illinois gets the job done and is going to send the Huskies back to the hotel with a sour taste in their mouth. The home crowd on their feet. What an impressive outing. Nolan Woodring with the shutout. Aiden Taylor, Cheyenne, McLaughlin, Mitchell, David Eddingen, and the Matviv getting the job done. What a performance.
First game back at home once classes resumed here at the University of Illinois, and you hear the PA system inviting the boys back to town.
5 in a row, the goalie hug at the end. They're going to smack the ice. If you want to get one of those jerseys, make sure you get to the auction site in the next 35 minutes. They're going to be for sale, and there's going to be a lot to pick from.
Look at how cool those are, Andrew.
I would auction for one myself. I'm going to hop on the website right after this. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a conversation with one of the players of the game. That's 5 in a row for the Fighting Illini. 5 in a row. Can they make it 6?
They look solidly in that top 4 of the MCH standings. A team that can realistically compete if they play like the way they did tonight, compete with anybody in the ACHA.
Postseason play coming very, very soon. This is the home of the 05 and 08 ACHA national champs. They were also regular season champs in the CSCHL in 03, 08, and 13. And with a performance like this, you just can't help but get giddy almost if you're a Fighting Illini fan.
And I'm sure all these Illinois fans exiting the UI Ice Arena are just on cloud 9.
And we got Alexander Matviv down with Maisie. Maisie, take it away.
All right, what a performance tonight. You had 2 goals and 1 assist. How do you feel after your big performance?
It feels good. The most important thing is we won and we played well as a team. I thought that was probably one of our most consistent games from start to finish that we've played this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking over, this is a team that beat you 2 times earlier this season. How does it feel to get a win over them tonight?
Obviously, it feels really good to give it back to them, kind of revenge. Obviously, we didn't play the way we were supposed to play the last time we played them. I thought tonight we did all the little things right, like winning races, winning puck battles, and it showed on the score sheet.
Yeah, for sure. And then looking forward, you still got to come back tomorrow. What are you guys really going to focus on, tone in, going into tomorrow night?
Going into tomorrow, we need to stay consistent and not get away from the things that worked tonight. We still need to compete, skate hard, win our puck races, win our puck battles, and we'll take the result tomorrow.
Great, and thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Maisie. That's going to do it all from the University of Illinois Ice Arena. Make sure to tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m., Illinois versus Northern Illinois, Game 2. I'm Andrew Berkey. He's Peter Hansen. For all of our crew, our great director and producer, John Shea, our great cameraman, and our director up here with us, Anna Eckberg, and of course our advisor, Ken Erdy. We're saying so long from Champaign. Have a fantastic night.